What if you wrote down every single thing buzzing in your head for the next 15 minutes? No excuses, no filters. Would your stress finally shut up, or will it expose how messy your life really is? And what happens if you don't do it? You will just keep reliving the same chaos, like Takamichi, stuck rewinding his worst days over and over again. Hey guys, I'm Michael Yerby, and you're locked in from Anime to Action, where we watch the scenes, learn the lessons, and execute in real life, because comfort without action is a lie. And listen guys, I am walking with you here, not talking down to you, because I've been that person, drowning in mental noise, apologizing for being late, missing stuff, and feeling behind. And the anime today is Tokyo Revengers. It hits because Takamichi's whole life is a stress loop until he decides to change what he does right now. Not someday, but right now. But before we get into the chaos, I need to ground this real quick. This concept we're using today is getting things done by Dave Allen, because he noticed something most people ignore. Your stress isn't coming from too much work, it's coming from too many open loops living rent-free in your head. He built GTD, or Get Things Done, so people could stop mentally rehearsing their lives all day and finally experience what he calls mind like water, calm but ready. And guys, this matters right now, because if your brain is overloaded, you're not lazy, you're clogged. And Tokyo Revengers is basically a masterclass in what happens when you never clear the backlog. Step 1, the apology loop. This happens in the scene I spent my life apologizing, when Takamichi looks at his life and realizes it doesn't explode all at once. It erodes slowly through avoidance. You feel the weight, the regret, the constant my bad energy, and this is step 1. Capture everything. This is where you stop trusting your brain to remember shit. And in real life, this shows up as anxiety, forgetting things, waking up tired before the day even starts. The action for some might be uncomfortable, but it's simple. Do a full brain dump. Write down every task, idea, worry, promise, errand, half-finished thought you've been carrying. And guys, when I did this the first time, I realized my stress wasn't random, it was uncollected. Write it all down right now. Don't organize it yet. If you're listening, pause and dump it until your head feels quieter. Step 2, mental static. This shows up in that scene, that's delirious, exhausted scene, where I believe that's where the thoughts were blurred and nothing kind of made sense anymore, right? Especially when he was fighting. And that's mental overload in real time. And this is step 2. Clarify what's actionable. In GTD terms, every item gets a decision. In real life, this is where everything feels urgent and you freeze. The action is to take what you wrote and mark each item as actionable or not. If it's not actionable, trash it or file it into I'll do later. I learned this because I treated ideas like emergencies, and that burnt me out fast. Go back to your list, write yes or no next to each item. Pause and do that before you move on. Step 3, borrowed strength doesn't count. In this scene, it slams home so hard when the yelling fades and Takachi realizes wishing hasn't moved anything forward. That's step 3. Decide the next physical action, not the goal, not the outcome, the very next move. In real life, people lie to themselves with vague stuff like work on projects. The action is to ask, what is the next physical thing I can do? Open the doc, send the email, make the call. I don't know about y'all, but when I started doing this, progress stopped feeling heavy because I wasn't guessing anymore. Taking one actionable item and write the next physical action next to it. Do it now. Come on. Step 4. Do not freelance your life. This lives in a scene in Tokyo Revengers when responsibility becomes real and someone says, if we're doing this, we'll protect each other and we'll show up. This is step 4. organized into trusted buckets. GTD, getting things done, says you need lists you trust, like next actions, waiting for it, calendar, projects, because commitment without structure, let's be honest, guys, is fake. In real life, this is why things slip through the cracks and you feel unreliable. The action is to choose one system of notes. Either it's going to be on an app, notebook, a planner. Create those 4 buckets. I learned this from realizing my stress came from not trusting my setup. Write down those 4 headings right now and sort at least one task in each. Pause and build the container. Step 5, break the time loop. This crashes in with the anime scene in Tokyo Revengers when reality reminds you that ignoring things has consequences. This is step 5, weekly review. GTD calls this the critical success factor because without review, everything decays. In real life, skipping reviews is how weeks disappear and you act surprised when things are not going right anymore. This action is to pick a weekly reset, either Friday or Sunday, and review your list, close loops, and reset your brain, your head, right? I didn't believe in this until I skipped it once, right? And watched my whole system rot away. So I want you to write down your weekly review date and time right now. Lock it in. Let's go. That's the loop breaker. Capture everything. Clarify what matters. Define the next action. Organize it when you trust in it. Review it weekly. If you don't do this, life will keep dragging you back at the same stress point. Same apologies, same regrets. Just like Takachi relived the worst days of his life. And if you've been rocking with me through this, you just watched Takachi drown in apologies, spiral in mental static, realize borrowed strength doesn't save you, step into responsibility, and finally get slapped back into reality. And every one of those moments was a mirror, not entertainment. Well, just a little bit of entertainment, but mostly a mirror. This whole ride was about one brutal truth. Nothing changes until you stop letting your brain freeload on promises you never capture. You felt the chaos for carrying everything, the relief of deciding what matters, the power of naming the next move, and the stability that comes from putting commitments where they belong. Tokyo Revengers wasn't subtle about it. Repeat the same behavior, you repeat the same future, no matter how bad you want out. So hopefully you're sitting here with a clear head, something written down, and a system that can actually hold your life, which means the loop is broken only and only if you act. The real question is, are you done reliving the same stress on repeat? Or are you finally ready to move forward? All right, now, don't you let this turn into, that was a good episode and nothing else. If this hits you, if you felt even just a little bit exposed, that means it's working. And this is where your action separates you from everyone who keeps staying in that same loop. So subscribe right now so you don't miss the next wake-up call, because growth doesn't happen by accident. We don't do passive listening here. I need you to drop a comment and tell me which step you're committing to this week. Not all of them, just one you've been avoiding, and say it out loud and make it real. So share this with the person who's already stressed, always busy, always apologizing, because you know exactly who I'm talking about. This isn't just a podcast. It's a line in the sand where you are building a community of people who stop lying to themselves and start moving with intention. I want to thank you for locking in with me, for trusting me with your time, and for being willing to do the work. Now close this up and take the next action, because the loop always stays broken if you move. So move forward, guys. Peace.